Title: Understanding the Backend, Server-Side Logic, APIs, Authentication, and Business Rules. Welcome to our deep dive into the backend, the engine room of any web application or service.
Today, we're going to explore what the backend is, its components, and why it is crucial for the functioning of web services. The backend of a web application is where all the server-side operations take place. It is the part of the website that you don't see but is constantly at work, enabling the user-facing side of the website to function effectively.
The backend comprises several key components. 1. Server-side logic. 2. APIs. 3. Authentication mechanisms. 4.
Business rules. Server-side logic refers to the operations that are performed by the server in a client-server architecture.
This includes processing data sent from the client, interacting with databases to store or retrieve information, and making decisions based on the business rules of the application. APIs, or Application Programming Interfaces, are sets of protocols and tools for building software applications. In the context of the backend, APIs allow different software programs to communicate with each other.
For instance, when you use a mobile app to check the weather, the app uses an API to retrieve data from a remote weather server. Authentication is a critical component of backend development. It is the process that verifies the identity of a user trying to access a network or a web application.
Common methods of authentication include passwords, tokens, or biometric data.
Business rules are essentially the logic that governs the operations of a business application.
These are predefined rules that determine how data can be created, stored, and changed.
For example, a business rule might dictate that a user must confirm their email address before their account is activated. Let us see how these components interact in a typical scenario. A user logs into a web application. The server processes the login request by checking the credentials against a database.
Once authenticated, the user requests specific data, like their transaction history. The server uses an API to retrieve the transaction data from another service. The data is then processed according to the business rules and sent back to the user. Backend development is crucial because it powers every function of web applications, from user validation to data processing and business logic implementation. It ensures that the data served is accurate, consistent, and secure.
In conclusion, the backend is a vital component of web development that involves server-side logic, APIs, authentication, and business rules.
Understanding these elements is essential for anyone looking to build secure, efficient, and functional web applications. For those interested in learning more about backend development, consider exploring more detailed courses on specific programming languages like Python, Java, or Ruby, and frameworks such as Node.js, Django, or Ruby on Rails.
This script provides a structured explanation of backend technologies and their roles in web development, suitable for an educational YouTube video aimed at beginners and intermediate learners interested in technology and web development.